Gojo is back. That leaves me to dive into copium. That feels good. It's not a ghost, and it's actually Gojo back, baby. Gojo's consecutive use of Black Flash increased his output for RCT, which would help him heal rapidly due to the accumulated positive energy. This was even referred to again in chapter 258 that Gojo created a new relay for it in a separate region of his brain. And given the fact Kenjaku told us in chapter 239 that he targeted the head on purpose as RCT cuts off from below the neck, we start to understand why Gojo told Toji he should have cut off his head in chapter 74. This isn't even accounting for all the other factors that clearly make Gojo coming back alive obvious. Nanami mentioned that going north to become a new version of oneself is possible, suggesting that Gojo would do this since he realized his mistake of living for sorcery to fight for his excitement rather than using his power to protect something. After all, Gojo's dream is to reform Jujutsu society so that sorcerers can live the best years of their lives rather than having a depressing life and the huge toll it takes on them. For instance, in chapter 161, we find out Gojo was just like the people of the Heian era. Sorcerers in the Golden Age desired to fight to death. The dude got high as a kite as Toji witnessed his awakening. However, after chapter 78, splitting away from Geto is what made Gojo have an identity crisis. Hence, all his friends conclude that Gojo fights for self-satisfaction just like Sukuna. This led to his complex relationship with the idea of loneliness and love, because unlike Sukuna, Gojo couldn't shed every emotion and become inhumane. However, by killing his ego like Buddha, Gojo realized a harsh lesson. Now think about it. Gojo's statement that he was glad to die to a stronger opponent stripped him of his identity and the title of strongest that laid a heavy burden on him, going back to the idea that he believes his students will match him one day. So with defeat, Gojo can realign himself. For example, his own beliefs that he preached to his students have been proven wrong already. He claimed that when you die, you will be alone, but Gege made sure that all his friends who loved him were present. This perfectly fits into Shoko's statement from chapter 220 that Gojo was an idiot thinking he was all alone. She was there all along to help him just like the others. Hence, Gojo's rebirth with a changed sense of self where he will no longer be the strongest will complete the full circle of his character development, breaking free and living like a normal person, no longer being isolated by strength. On top of this, Shoko's ability to apply RCT to heal others is a no-brainer. Even Yuta had previously revived Yuji Itadori after a fatal injury. Lastly, Shoko herself stated in chapter 258 that as long as her patient accepts her curse energy, she can be effective in treatment and recover all blood loss. But this isn't even the end of it. If everyone else can make binding vows, why can't Gojo? At this point, we have seen Sukuna establish one for literally every move, and even someone like Hakairi sacrifice an arm in his fight against Kashimo to save himself. Well, in this panel, we can only see Gojo's left eye, a motif Jujutsu Kaisen has displayed many times throughout the series. Our community predicted that if Gojo returns, he will have to sacrifice some part of his broken powers, maybe even losing 6 eyes. So it seems Gojo has sacrificed one eye, which is enough price for him to pay for his return. But what does this mean for the battle now? Well, we know we're in for another generational showdown again, unless Gege is trolling us, which I wouldn't put past him because let's be real, he hates Gojo so much that drawing this panel alone must have made him really angry. But given that Sukuna is low on HP, he will definitely have to make a massive binding vow again to regain his burnout technique, as chapter 260 suggests, which will come at the price of his entire curse energy reserves. In other words, it will be an all or nothing move, such as Miwa sacrificing her ability to swing a katana ever again, or what Gon did in Hunter x Hunter by giving up all his nen. Now to enjoy more peak fiction, watch this video regarding Rimuru, the actual strongest anime character in existence. I heard this guy can even beat Goku.